Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. What you gonna do? I don't know, but something's gonna grow. It's the Que-stead show. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. Well, I just got through doing a lot of work. All these plants needed water. And how you can tell when you do the cups is if the cup is sitting flat at the bottom, touching the lip of the bottom cup, you know that it is dry. It has soaked up all the water. So I added, I brought the cup just below half. And so, because the plants were extremely dry, so I put more in than what I would normally put, and I see that they're soaking up well. This tomato back here, this yellow, it's feeling a little moist, and I put more water in that one. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. That's the only one that's still looking dry. And I saw that the roots had come out of the bottom, so it was reaching for water. So I might have to fill that cup all the way up just to make sure. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give it a little head start here. I'm going to add some water to the cup. I'm going to just soak it. Okay, there we go. Now, we know that the emergency is now over with, and so hopefully those roots will reach on down to the water. I'll check it again tonight before I go to bed. Yep, so, and look, the lettuce, y'all, and I hope this is aimed good because I cannot see, but the lettuce has sprouted another new leaf. The baby leaf, hold on, is right here. That was that baby leaf last week. Now we have another baby. The succumb leaf is still there. And then, so now we have 5 leaves instead of 4. So I know that it's grown. My cauliflower is struggling. It was actually not in the light, and it's still not because it's in such a short container. So I'm going to have to get that figured out. I'm noticing that some of my tomatoes are a lot larger than the tomatoes that I paired them with, which lets me know that the stronger tomato has taken over. So I might remove the smaller seedlings if they're not up to par with the other one. For instance, this red cherry here. I don't know if you can see it. This is the red cherry. Look at that one. But then look at the one behind it. He's being bullied. So I'm going to have to switch him into another pot so I can get him going. The rest of them seem to be up to par with the partners. So we'll leave those. Okay, so I have to do that tomorrow. Let's see what else. That's about it. Oh, and then of course, I'm gonna have to take care of that cauliflower that seems to be struggling. Peppers are looking good. And the ground cherries, when I went to the seed event on yesterday, I told her about the donation. Well, she already knew, but I told her, I said, I have them all crowded in a few cups here. I was like, and I can't separate them because I don't have the dirt or the cups and stuff to do all that. That's over 20 plants. And so she said, just bring them in the cup. She's like, since we're going to be seeding on next Saturday, she said, we'll have the trays and then we could just seed them while we're here and put them, in the little warmer thing that they have in there and all that. So I said, okay. And she said, bring your other ones too. So I'm going to take them all. And the ones I'm keeping, I'm going to get one of the trays from her because she said they had, I think, 4x8s or something like that. They're bigger. And so I'm going to reseed all of them, the ones I'm keeping as well as the ones that I'm donating, since she's giving out the dirt and all that. Okay, so that's it for the seeds. Oh, bad news, y'all. Let's start the music. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, Yes, y'all. I lost 3 plants. Here they are. Those 3 cottons that I said were threatening to come through the soil. Well, I helped them a little bit, and I noticed they were still wrapped around the seed thing, and I didn't get to them in time. They all succumbed. So there they are. And I mean, they're gone. I just haven't pulled them out yet, but let me show you. That's one. I hope y'all can see that. Wait, hold on, because I want to make sure you can see it. That's one, and this is 2. No root, nothing. So I'm going to get those properly buried on tomorrow. So my sister gets 3 cottons. I'm not going to worry about mine. I might start some more so that I can get some to do some yarn with, but I could care less about that cotton. It's not edible, so I can grow cotton anytime. Okay, and then the loofah, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get the loofah and the 3 cotton plants potted on tomorrow. I think that the baby ground cherries are ready to be potted. See them? And we have a whoop, whoop, whoop. Seed alert, seed alert. Y'all, I don't believe it, but it happened. Those new cherry tomatoes, I keep calling them cherry tomatoes, but those new cherry peppers that I planted, 2 have made their appearance on today. I hope you can see this one. And then we have one right there. We have 2 cherry peppers, so I'm happy. I'm still going to seed a couple of those seeds that's coming in the mail on tomorrow of cherry peppers. Because, I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 that didn't come up. 4 trays. So I'm going to reseed those and see how those do. Another thing I'm concerned about are my sweet banana peppers. So I loosened the dirt a little bit and I have them on the heat. And hopefully those sweet bananas will make an appearance. And if one does, then that's wonderful. We'll see. Okay, so that's it for today's seed report. And then those are the seeds that I got yesterday. So let's go to the living room for a little chat. I'm going to try to keep this under 30 minutes. Okay, let's head on to the living room. And look, y'all. See a difference? See a difference? When we were at our seed event on yesterday, and y'all probably wondering why that towel is there. Well, y'all know about my surgery. Y'all know that I had the ostomy surgery. Well, during that, I also had a total proctocolectomy. And for a short definition, I will explain what a proctocolectomy is when they have to remove, because I had Crohn's and colitis. That was the reason that I needed the ostomy surgery. And they had to remove my anus and rectum because the disease was in those areas as well. And because she had to remove my colon, she didn't want the disease to return in any of those other areas that she chose to remove. So because of that, I always sit on towels because it feels funny back there. It's hard to explain. The only way I can explain it, I tell people it feels like a hole should be there, but it's not. And so I found that if I sit on softer surfaces, I don't have that funny feeling. Okay, let me turn the camera around so we can get going here. And I can explain more as to why the living room looks different. I think it looks a little better. Hello. First of all, let me get my thing on here, my shawl. That's number 1. Hold on, this is that thick, heavy one. Made with the chenille. And y'all knew that I was working on redoing this one. I took a break real quick. Here it is right here in the Quirky Q bag. I'll continue with that. I have a couple of more shawls to make. And but this one here, I only have 4 rows to go. And it's just like this because I love this particular pattern. I mean, it's just perfect. But anyway, Uh, I'm making this one actually for my sister to wear during the eclipse because when the sun gets blotted out by the moon, as that partial eclipse progresses, and it's going to be over a 4-hour period, it's going to get colder and colder. I looked at the weather report and they said on eclipse day, in where we're going to be in Ohio, it's supposed to be 70, low 70s, and sunny. Thank you, Jesus. That was my biggest prayer because that you just don't know. April showers, and Toledo is only 55 miles from us, so anything could have happened. And so that's what the weather report is saying according to the Weather Channel and AccuWeather. So we'll see. But so far, April 8th is supposed to be a good day for us. So that's it. Okay, so enough of that. So I'm going to take this heavy shawl for myself. And then I could have let my sister use the pink one or that other one, but I just decided to make her one because she'll probably have on jeans for the event. So this is some yarn and the color is denim. So I'm just whipping her off one and she can wear this during the event and it'll keep her warm. I just double strand the yarn. Okay, so on to the chat. Few things here. First of all, announcement. Renee, thank you for telling us about the mulch on sale at Lowe's for $4 a bag. Ours have not started their sale yet, but we have a store, and it's considered a big box store. And I don't know if they have that in you guys' cities and states. We just got a Tractor Supply a year ago. It just opened it opened in time for last year's garden season. And I was so happy because, well, first of all, I can order the black cow manure. I've always wanted some of that because everybody in the South uses that. Our Tractor Supply does not carry it, but it can be ordered. I can order it and they'll ship it there and then I can pick it up. And I think I'm going to try some this year. Okay, but the one thing they did have there was the chicken manure. That's something that they don't even sell in Michigan, okay? And so the Tractor Supply carried that, and of course I went wild with it. I bought probably 3 or 4 bags, and my garden did excellent last year from that chicken manure alone. That's what I would like to say. That's the reason why my garden did so well. Okay, but anyway, okay, so we have a big box store, and I hope you guys have it, called Menards. It's spelled Menards. It's called Menards, and they sell everything, and it's a big box store. A little bit, most of the time, they're a little bit more expensive than the other, like Home Depot and Lowe's, but when they have a sale, they have a sale, okay? And right now, they have mulch on sale for $2.20 a bag, and you get a rebate of 11%. It's a mail-in rebate. So for each bag that you buy, well, after they added everything up, your total cost, you're going to get 11% off of that. So when my sister called me this evening and told me about it, she said, I think that's a good deal. She was like, because you're looking at $5.80 for what, 2, 4, 6, 8 for 5 bags. Well, no, wait. Yeah, 5 bags. We're looking at like 5 bags for $10.80. So that's a real good deal. So I'm going tomorrow. I told her, you know what? I hate to do it, but after this week, the sale is over with. And usually once our mulch goes on sale, it's not going on sale again for the rest of the season. So I've got to get it now. So I'm going to be making about 3 trips to Menards on tomorrow to get my mulch. So I'm going to dip into the eclipse money and I will be buying, I need to get at least 20 bags, okay? So there in my car, they should probably be able to get about 4 or 5 bags at a time, and I have no trunk space. So I'll have to make all these trips and just go. I'll get 6 bags at a time and just go. I'll make 3 or 4 trips until the $40 is spent. And once that's done, then I'm done. And then my sister, I was telling her about my front flower bed. I know you guys noticed that big white thing sticking up out of the ground. That's actually a plumbing pipe that must remain. I used to have bushes on both sides when I first moved here. And I had those dug up last year because I said I can have flowers in one spot and I can have vegetables, particularly the potatoes that I'm putting there, in the other. I did not like those bushes because the mosquitoes were horrible. I couldn't sit out front. The bushes covered my windows. Anything could have happened. They were so bushy that if someone had decided to attack me coming in after dark, no one would see because those bushes were just that big. They had been there probably for about 40, 50 years. So I had those removed last year. So anyway, my sister, she suggested to cover that spot because I didn't even know that thing was there until the other bushes came out. And I said, oh no. So I bought a peony last year and that died. It was just a baby. And my sister told me to get a wagala bush. She said that it grows quickly, it flowers, and it's real bushy, and I can just keep it chopped, to keep the thing hidden, and it would look nice. So I'm gonna look tomorrow to see if they have any wagala bushes there. And if they don't, then I'll wait, but I'm gonna get one. I wrote that down. But anyway, so tomorrow is mulch day for me. The other thing is, I don't know if you all are subscribed. There's a man, he has two channels. The first channel is called Next Level Gardening, and then he has a channel called Next Level Homesteading. This man, he moved from wherever it was he was living. I forget where he lives now. But anyway, he's still kind of setting up and everything, and he has it set up. Well, he used to have a segment on one of his channels called Self-Sufficient Sundays. He eliminated that, and then he started something else. But then, I guess by popular demand, he started it back. So today was his first episode of Self-Sufficient Sundays. And although I wrote notes here, everything that he said, because it was a very good episode, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I was going to say, just go to his channel, Next Level Gardening. This one is on the gardening channel, not the homestead channel. And what he talked about were the top 10 plants that you can plant to be self-sufficient in the event of a catastrophic emergency or hard times. And I was kind of surprised. And so he gave the ratio. He said he gave the number of plants you can get to a 4x4. He used a 4x4 bed as a general baseline for planting these particular plants. And then he gave the number of how many plants you can get into that 4x4 bed of that item. He talked about the nutritional value, how many days that crop will feed you, if it has calories, if it's filling to you. He gave the whole kit and caboodle on these plants. So, and then he gave a bonus at the end. And so I would suggest if you're not subscribed to him, at least go to watch that episode. And he'll be doing them every Sunday. In fact, I would even say I would recommend that you subscribe to his channel as well as his Next Level Homesteading channel. That one I don't watch as much because he's talking about homesteading, getting his animals set up, dirt being brought in, and that's fine, but I like his gardening channel because it's very, very, very good. Okay, so it was something else that I had to say, but I'm having brain fog. I'm tired. I've been sleeping a lot lately. I've been taking like all these naps during the day, and then I've been still sleeping at night, waking up late, and I just feel run down. So I'm going to go get some vitamins tomorrow and get back with those. I think that's the problem. But I've been very tired. And then y'all know I have this health thing going on, and I've been kind of forgetting about it. I'm excited about the eclipse, and I want to just get through that. So I'm trying not to be, depressed or upset about this lump in my neck. But I have a feeling that whatever that is, has something to do with why I feel so run down. And then with the brain fog, I know the MS isn't acting up. I know when that's cutting up. It's just, the fatigue and other things. So I've been trying to eat better. I've been trying to, get my rest. I've been drinking fluids, that type of thing. And so, I'm just trying to plug along. to get through this eclipse, And then I'll concentrate on that because I do go for my testing on the 11th of April, 3 days after the eclipse. So I'll still be high off the eclipse excitement, but then it's time to get down to business. And then the greenhouse is going up right after that too. And I have to start my garden plants. So tomorrow, we're supposed to have close to 60 degrees tomorrow. Well, actually all week. It's supposed to get warmer and warmer this week. Although we are expecting rain. The snow melted today, so it must have been warm today. I didn't go out the door, but the snow did melt, so that's good to know. So what I want to do is, I did buy that rake from Value World that you saw, and I'm so glad that I did, because now I can rake some of those leaves, since that's a heavier rake. The other one was a lightweight rake, and I couldn't rake that wood and stuff. That heavy duty one will at least let me clean out that corner. So that's what I want to try to do tomorrow, if I'm not too exhausted. If I'm exhausted, I'm going to just leave it alone, and I'll get it when I can. But I will be able to rake those leaves that I blew out the back. Now that they're wet and heavy, I can put those in a bag, and I'm gonna bring all those leaves to the front. I looked at a video last night because I wanted to do a refresher on the roof stout method, because I've never planted that way before, and I've watched all these videos, but it's been months since I've done it. So I said, let me do a refresher on the roof stout method, and I'm glad that I did, because I laid all that hay down. But technically I need to get, and I'm gonna do that tomorrow too, I'm gonna get 2 bags of compost, whatever they sell. It won't be black cow or manure, it'll just be compost. So I'm gonna get 2 bags of compost and probably some sort of dirt. I have a bucket of dirt in the back from 2 years ago from the garden club, and it should still be some good. But anyway, I'm gonna get that dirt laid, because you have to have some good dirt underneath, and my regular dirt I don't think is good enough. So I'm gonna pour that dirt on top of my regular dirt, just to have that base for the roof stout method. Then I'm gonna put that hay back so that it can continue breaking down, because it's wet and it was already breaking down in the bale. Okay, so when my potatoes arrive the second week in April, then it'll be time to plant. So then I can take my rake and rake. Oh, I'm gonna actually add those leaves that's back there too. I want to make it as plush as possible. So I'll get the dirt tomorrow. I'm going to pour that dirt. Then I'm going to add the leaves. Then I'm going to put the hay back. This will be tomorrow, hopefully. Then when the time comes, once the potatoes arrive, then I will drop those, pull that hay back, drop the potatoes on the dirt that's there, and then cover it with the hay. And I'm going to try to make it nice and neat. And then as the summer wears on, or as the time wears on, as once the plant shows, then I'll start healing with the remainder of the hay, especially as it breaks down, because it will start breaking down over the course of the 3 or 4 months that the potatoes will be in the ground. Okay, and then the other thing, I was telling you about the living room and everything. When we were at our seed event on yesterday, we were talking, and this one lady was talking about this new method called the Swedish something. I'm going to ask again so I can write it down. But what it is once you reach a certain age, and preferably around the age of 55, what you do is you start dehoarding your house, basically. Because, lots of times people marry, or, if you set up house, like for me, it's been well over 30 years since, I've lived on my own, if not longer. Because I was in my 20s when I, got my first place and everything. So you accumulate things over the years. It's some things that I have here that I've had since I first moved out on my own. Well, there are things as you get older that you no longer use, but you still have it just because. And so I realized that about myself. I said, it's time for me to start dehoarding. I had said that anyway. First of all, my closets, I cleaned them before, but they're starting to get out of control again. I have all kind of stuff in those closets that I don't use anymore. So I can either give that stuff away, or I can do a yard sale this summer. But I'm getting ready to buy some boxes, and I'm going to box that stuff up sort through it and get those closets clean, because I have too many loose things in my living room. Well, I had that in my living room, and still, I have a few loose things here in the living room that I can actually put away in the closet. They can have a designated area. I have all this old yarn, some that can be used and some that cannot. And so that needs to go in the garbage. So I said every week I'm going to dedicate that to throwing something away. And then that way the house becomes dehoarded. I won't bring anything else in because I really don't need anything, and it'll be less cluttered. I think my house is big enough for me. This house is 1,150 square feet. There is no reason whatsoever why I should be sitting up here in a hoard, okay? Well, I call it a hoard. It's not really a hoard. It's just unorganized. So I want to organize things. And I think the living room looks a lot better, but there's still more that I can do. So I got that couch cleared. I got some of the pictures I had on the table put away. Pictures of my mother's, niece and nephew. She had a niece and nephew older than her. And so I'm like, I really didn't even know them. So I put the pictures away in a tub. Sorry. And stuff like that. It's just some things that I didn't need, and they were cluttering up my living room. So I cleared, I don't know if you see, but over that corner over there, I cleared that I had the chair clear, but I did put my shawls and my blanket on top. I had it there on the floor in front of the fireplace, but to me, that looked cluttered. So I moved it over to that chair. I may put them back on the floor, or I may buy a tub or something to put those Afghans and shawls in, just so that it'll have a spot, and then I can always slide that underneath that chair. It'll just look a little bit neater, I believe. And, then I moved that table that was right there. That held my humidifier, and it also held my sunlight, my daylight lamp. So time is up for that. Winter is over now. So I put those things away in one of the closets, and that'll come out next November once we start getting the shorter days again and we fall back. So I think it looks a little bit better. I'm proud of what I accomplished today, even while tired. That was something that I could do, that didn't take too much. It didn't zap too much energy out of me, and I feel accomplished by doing that today. Okay, we are at 27 minutes, which is great because I wanted to keep this under 30. So that's all I had to say for today. And all I can say is have a nice week, y'all. And may God bless you all. And I will be back this week to let you know what's been going on and how the seedlings are coming along and all that good stuff. So let me get off of here because I am rambling. So I will talk to you all later once again, and may God bless you all. And welcome. I have a new member. I forgot your name just that quick. I wrote it down, but the paper is way in the other room. But welcome to the Que-stead. Thank you for joining. Okay, I will talk to you later, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.